we're here at Afro Nation. Afro Nation. My piano, Afro beat.
Welcome to Slayed Podcast,
We're a part of the Black Heart Network,
the Afro Nation edition with your host, Amanda.
and I'm Rumbi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. Surprise, surprise.
We made it.
We made it, and our episode is not long distance today.
I know.
Can you break it down to the people why
This
it's not
trip
long
made it out of the group chat,
distance?
the
Yo!
numerous group chats.
Bruh.
Not only between Rumbi and I, between so many other people supporting and helping us
Exactly.
to be here today
Exactly.
for the amazing last 3 days of Afro Nation
Absolutely.
in
Before
Portugal.
before we actually get into us being here, if you didn't know already, little spoiler, we have joined the Black Cast Network, and it's under the iHeartRadio family. We're so excited to be working with Mundanara and Ginny and team to bring you more podcasting goodness.
Yay, us!
Yay, us. So we absolutely wanted to shout them out on this first episode, I guess, under that umbrella. And what's even more amazing, it's super special because, as Amanda has already said, we are here in Portugal. Portimao.
We've made it.
We made it out of the group chat. All right. So cheers. Should we cheers to that?
Yes,
Afro Nation?
definitely.
Cheers. So, yeah. Do you think we're going to make it? Let me ask that question first.
Ooh, no. I mean, how many, I'm sure our listeners can relate, how many chats do people have about,
This is
we
true.
should do this and we should do that, and more especially for Rimbi and I being in different countries,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, is this really going to happen?
Yeah.
We've been lucky that the last times we've met in the last few years have been almost family driven.
Gatherings, yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, yeah, I'm coming here for a wedding, I'm coming for Rimbi's Rora, like there's a reason bigger than our friendship.
Yeah.
But this was purely vibes.
Yeah. For turn up. And then we're like, okay, fine, we might as well include y'all in it. So y'all are lucky. I'm joking. No, of course we wanted to. Actually, that's a great segue. Why did we feel the need to actually sit down for Afro Nation? Because we could really have just been like, we're here for the vibes, and that's it.
Yeah. I think it's always like our podcast is based on our friendship and sharing with people. And I reckon we just thought, you know what, why not celebrate us?
Yeah.
This is a festival for Afro beats, which is a genre that we obviously love, but it's also just taken over the world.
Absolutely.
And being Zimbabwean girls in Portugal, like how unbelievable is that?
Yeah, yeah.
So grateful.
Yeah.
So yeah, why not share the journey, the do's and don'ts, the tips and tricks, and the journey from when we first thought of this till actually being here.
Yeah.
So yeah, hence we thought we'll share with you guys. Hope you like it and glean something for 2025 and years beyond.
Yeah, for sure. I think the not the podcast, the festival has been happening this is the 4th year running.
2019 was the first one.
Yeah, but then obviously with COVID they couldn't. And in terms, should we start from how we organized it?
Yeah, Rumbi organized it.
Yeah.
It just
So, I mean, we won't go into too many details to bore you, but I think the biggest thing is decide whether you're going pronto because they release tickets in stages and you can get good tickets at a better price if you are more certain of you going earlier than later.
They've already put the posts up on the website for 2025 and we're still doing 2024. So obviously it's like a running thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things, whilst the ball is running,
you might as well.
Because I think we talked about it, and then a few years or a year can pass, and you're like, oh, next year, but you just never know how long these things last.
Exactly.
So why not come and celebrate culture?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I would say. And then once you've done that, book your accommodation.
Yep.
I did a lot of research on the Tickety Talk. Shout out to everybody on Tickety Talk who helped it grow out. And also a good friend of mine, Yasmin, who had been prior, and she told us, I really suggest you stay close to the venue. And it came in so clutch.
Like there's so many pretty villas. Don't get me wrong, Portugal is a beautiful country, but you just have to realize, okay, what am I here for these 3 nights, especially if you obviously want to go off and then have another holiday attached, by all means. But for the 3 nights of the festival, being walking distance is key.
Game changer.
Because it is packed of people. Like you're like so happy there's so many people around. But then the downside is obviously everything takes longer, there's queues. So and then the night when you've done your dancing, you're like, okay, I need to get home. How do I get there quickest is always nice.
Absolutely. So we chose to stay at the Jupiter Algarve restaurant, Jupiter Algarve Hotel, which is walking distance. And as Amanda already alluded to, literally you're just like, I can just walk home. You don't have to wait on cabs. They blocked off some roads, so it's hard to like access cab drivers. So that has been such a game changer. And also your feet, guys. Let's just talk about how so. You know when people say don't run on the people don't run on the beach because it's so much work. It is not a lie. Even just walking on the beach
dancing
and dancing, and when you're missioning from the entry to this stage to this stage, go to get some drinks. My calves. They didn't tell us about this.
No.
They did not tell us about
that. That is the memo. But the nice thing about being like walking distance is then you know, okay, I can make it home. Like it's fine. I can like, just keep going. 10 more minutes, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely share all the links of the places we booked. And you guys can just make a choice for yourselves.
For sure. Something else that was funny that we realized is actually after the festival, there are after parties. But you see, the way our age is set up,
there is something for everyone, I reckon. Like if you really want to just go all out and party all the time, and if you just really want to enjoy the festival, if you just want to kick back and watch the artists, like you can make it what you want it to be.
For sure. And I don't think age is a thing. We've seen all ages, all sizes, all races, languages, like just here having a good time.
It's a melting pot for sure. Absolutely. And also reminds you how big Africa is. I know Western media like to paint us as one country, one continent, but it's like there's so many different cultures within, and you really feel all 50 plus when you're here. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing French, I'm hearing Portuguese, I'm hearing English. So it's just nice, and obviously people's tribal languages as well.
Exactly.
It's been such a good reminder of, you know, beauty in our blackness.
It was our last episode actually for our special. Totally. So those are just some of our tips, you know, and I think it's just a vibe. Let's get into the vibes. Let's get into a few more details around the festival.
Who did you come and see?
To be honest, I came to see Asake because I loved his album and just his blend of piano, and he's like just his visual eye, like when he tells a story from his album covers to his music videos, and just a vibe. So I definitely came to see him. I definitely came to see Tyler ICU, which was a whole vibe. That was night one. What about you? Who did you come see?
I think I love Afrobeats, don't get me wrong. And I've been a stan for years, but my piano has definitely had a rise in the last couple since COVID. They held us through COVID. So I think for me, Unce Waffles was like on that list. Definitely tonight we have Major League, so I also have to just give them a shout out, even though we actually haven't. But those are like artists I definitely want to see, Major League DJs, and Unce Waffles was amazing. Just a celebration of dance, and a lot of us don't understand the lyrics, and yet here we are singing whatever I love. And I think that's a beautiful thing. It just shows how music is so universal,
and it transcends everything, race, gender, whatever. And that's the thing. As much as it is an Afro Nation, you're seeing races like white people. All sorts who are coming to celebrate with us. So all I'm saying is, like, you know, I like the unity. Maybe the AU could learn something.
You need to take coming to Afro Nation.
You need to take it, and maybe the AU could take a note from Afro Nation. I'm just saying. So I think we've already touched on what brings us to Afro Nation: vibes, having a good time, and I think we had this conversation about if not now, then when? Because from time we've been saying that we wanted to do this, like go party Afro. And we were just like, it was just a conversation, but like we knew that, you know, now was a good time to do it. And you can always postpone, but I think Are you happy we made this decision?
Oh, definitely. And I think for me, like especially in our friendship that's then become predominantly long distance, you lose the luxury of doing firsts together.
Yes.
So like a 3-day festival, I've never done that. Like I've done concerts, obviously, we've both done concerts, festivals, 1-day festival, one night.
Yeah.
But a 3 back to back to back is like something I've never done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why not do it for the first time with Rumbi, with a group of other friends? Like it's the safest space to like do something out of your comfort zone.
Yes. Together.
So, and obviously everything becomes a little bit cheaper when you're in a group as well. So it's like tick, tick, tick. The only thing is missing is me just, coming and making sure it gets done.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful.
How do you feel we're holding up with this?
As you can hear, my voice is going. So the struggle has been but necessary.
Necessary, but guys, we are no longer spring chickens.
But we're there. We're
there. But our joints, hey.
To be fair, yesterday, which was day 2 last night, everyone felt a bit mellow, including the young ones.
It was quite mellow, I will say. It wasn't so turned.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
What has surprised you the most about Afro Nation?
I don't know if surprise is the right word, but just how organized it has been. Like it's really, I don't think people talk about it well enough. When you're doing research, especially with things done for Africans, by Africans, things like that, we don't really go into the details, but it is really organized. Of course, there are things that fall aside on the way.
There's queues, of course.
But we arrived the night before the festival and we went to get our bands. So you have to get bands depending on which tier you are and what tickets you bought prior to entry. And we decided to get the night before. We got there. The stage was set up. It was lit. Nobody was working long hours trying to finish up. It was all done. And things were happening on schedule. Like except Nikki. Nikki came out late. Let's just be honest. Like we done.
DJ Booth.
You held it down.
He really did.
He really tried. He was even dancing or something. And you can tell he's no Uncle Waffles.
Also make sure to tag him.
Yeah. You can tell he's not really a dancer like Uncle Waffles, but he was trying. But everything's really run on time and the tags work. You can load money. You can buy drinks.
Cashless.
It's cashless, so it makes it feel a bit safer. There's no bottles allowed. They don't even let you keep the cap on your water. Just saying. Or wine bottle, whatever.
Wine bottles are plastic.
They're plastic. So all that so you don't get hurt and harmed. So I'll definitely say it's organized. They have different like activations, some cool ones. Like there was the Afro Spa with Pretty Little Thing, as you can see on our cups, or if you're watching our cups, Pretty Little Thing. Let me take a sip. And you can keep them, reuse them, things like that. So I will say they really were organized. That's something that surprised me.
And I think for me, how big the venue actually is.
Yeah, it's massive.
Like it's packed full of people, but like it's big, so we're squashed in because you want to come to the front and see our artists.
Yeah.
But you can pull back and be at the back if you're fine with this space there.
Yes.
So I find like obviously there's always going to be pressure points when you're getting food and stuff like that, but generally the venue matches the amount of people.
Yes.
It's not like we're being squeezed into a little hole and you're like sardines.
Absolutely.
There's space to dance and even in the mosh pits I think people are dancing right in the front. And the beach just gives it the breeze, the golden hour. It literally just is like being in Africa, like I think Portugal and it's a good connection. I felt like I think it surprised me that it feels like I am on the motherland.
Yeah, especially so I'll say this, but especially being with other people of color in a European country, I feel. What do you like the most about Afro Nation, right? So far?
I think for me, it's been the people watching.
She done been watching them.
I think just to see what people like to wear, people chose to wear, how people carry themselves. And these people are predominantly, the same you as me. So it's like, it's inspiring in a way and it makes you feel part of. And I think when you live in a society, Rumbi and I talk about this all the time in diaspora, we miss going home. We love going home because one of the things is you just kind of fit in. You know you're not living there, but it's still, you're not, outed as much as like, when you're in a predominantly white society.
Yes.
So I think I just have really loved like being a part of that. The people watching that comes with that, oh, look what she's wearing. And oh, look at that guy. And like, it's just all fun. It's just being fun.
For me, what I've liked, like when we're flying from Amsterdam to Faro Airport, which is the closest airport here, by the way, being on a flight where I just saw people of color in their masses, the fresh hairdos, you know, and just the excitement. You could tell everyone was just ready to enjoy and let loose and have a good time, but in a good way. I must say, so far, it hasn't been in like a,
it's felt safe.
It's felt safe and feels like people are here for the good vibes and a good reason. So that's what I really like.
The love of music.
Yes, absolutely. And just how you'll be walking through the venue and then people are dancing, you can start dancing with someone else and like just that.
Yeah, it's been nice.
As we Africans do, man, and I've missed that. So I really, really like that. Yeah.
And even the stages have been quite grand scale compared to what you would like without seeing any videos, you'd probably think. I felt like even that lit stage is huge.
It's massive. And they have all the effects, fire, things going out. Like, they did the thing.
Yeah, they really did.
Shout out to Afro Nation.
What's been the most expected part of the festival? Something you thought, okay, yeah, that's standard.
Cues. cues, and then like noise till the early hours of the morning. But I must say, where we're staying, it's quite soundproof. So if you close your door, you're good. But
you have to get rest.
Yeah, you get rest. But like cues. I wouldn't say it's chaotic. It's just cues. You know, it's not like people don't know where things happen. Or, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes like everyone's
it's not like we don't have enough options.
Yes.
Especially when it's in between acts.
Yes.
Because then everyone's like, well, I want to get a drink now.
Yes.
But obviously, if 1,000 people have the same thought, we're all going to be at the bar.
Exactly.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the music was what I expected. Like in terms of people have, you know, performed as you would expect.
Yeah.
The only person who like really exceeded for me was obviously Unce Waffles. Just because, yeah, I think it's a lot to DJ and then to dance, and also her set.
She had a concept for her set.
For it. It worked.
Yes, very well.
She followed it through. So I feel like it just, she doesn't have to do all of that as a DJ, but
she really did.
Really went
and she did the splits. And then she went back to the turntable and she was still mixing. I was like, girl,
she worked.
She worked for that much. She worked hard for the money. She worked for it. That's so true. I think we've already answered this question to some degree, but why do we need a space like Afro Nation? I found like when I was telling friends who may not be so well versed in Afro beats, Amapiano, and like I guess Africanness, told them about this festival. They're like, oh, that's cool, but it's like, why specifically this? Why don't we just go to Coachella together, Lollapalooza, Glastonbury, or you know, because now African artists are starting to play at some of these bigger festivals, but why do we need this?
I think because from start to finish, it is about us, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's like we're not sharing the space, we're not apologetic about the space. If you come here, you know what you're expecting. I would assume the same with like a rock festival. You're not going to go there and expect hip hop. You know what I mean? So I think it's just like, it's nice that we still have something that's our own in a way, but at the same time inviting to others.
Yes.
So like you're talking about Glastonbury and all these, I want Afro Nation to be on those levels where it's like Woodstock, you know, like historic, like you have to go, you know, you have to.
The rite of passage.
Rite of passage, you know. I mean, we've done it in our 30s, child. So our right came quite late. But I would love to think like in 20 years' time, people are still doing this.
For sure. And to add to that, I would say I think we need a space like Afro Nation, because I think a lot of people who are here do live in the diaspora and you're removed from the motherland, and sometimes it can be very isolating. And we had conversations with some people who are like, you know, you deal with racism and like your body, and we spoke with Amanda at length about, you know, our body image and being in white spaces where you feel like you're not beautiful enough, or you're not thin enough, or tall enough, or whatever it is. But here, literally, people of any size, any shape are wearing whatever they want to.
And they should do so.
And confidently so. So for me, I think it's just like, yeah, man, I'm not crazy for wanting to feel like I belong just as I am and not pandering to these different beauty standards that we can never match up to be honest.
And being put in a box when you don't have to.
Exactly.
I mean, you brought up the fashion girl. and you look amazing. Ruby has been doing all the fits. We need to share them on our socials.
Thank
It's
you.
been so lovely to see you.
Likewise.
The fashion and see other people's fashion.
Yeah.
What has stood out the most for you when it comes to the fashion?
Yo, as a mama, like a quan, like a millennial, like it's the nakedness,
girl. If I had this confidence when I was in my 20s,
you would never
touch me. Because it's liberating to see that. I know we're on a beach and people would think, okay, let me wear a bikini or cover up.
Yes.
But the confidence is amazing to see,
right? Absolutely.
The
like
freeness in our bodies.
It's like you can't tell me not to. Like, honestly, that's definitely stood out. And I'm like, yo, I wish I had that, as you so rightly said. And I just think the range, like there is range. You can wear whatever it is you want to, and it's all Gucci. There's those who are like, bruh, I just came here to break it down. I'm not going to kill myself. Then there are those who going all out with like glitter and whatnot.
Yep.
So dope.
And I feel like the guys also put effort.
Oh, yes.
The cuts, the locks are freshly like it's everyone. The sets, people are wearing matching sets.
Guys are wearing matching sets.
Yep. So I feel like
twinning.
It's nice to see everyone has looked forward to this.
Yes.
And everyone is gleaning something from this. You know, we've been preparing for months and months. I mean, we can speak for ourselves.
Yes.
So I can imagine everyone else here.
Yeah.
There's not that many last minute, you know, a lot of people have prepped at least a month.
So you can afford it to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love that people then went through and through into the fashion as well. Where they're like, you know, even though I'm a guy, I'm gonna wear this, I'm gonna wear that. It's beautiful to
showing
see.
off their abs too.
Everyone like culture, music, fashion, food, everything just mixing together.
For sure.
Yeah.
Whew. I'm gonna jump to the next question. What makes you feel proud to be here? I feel like I got a bit like deep.
I think that I did it, especially as a mom.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you have to like, people always come up with excuses when you got kids, and it's a very valid one.
Yeah.
But it's nice to do things that are just for me still, that are just to spend time with friends, you know, friends that are like family. It's still important to me to do.
Yeah.
But I still, obviously, like in an ideal world, this would not be weird for moms to do.
Yes.
But we all know the reality of life, like having a partner who's supportive enough to, you know, say, okay, you can go and, you know, I'll stay with Bob is a beautiful thing. And I don't want to take it for granted because I know a lot of moms don't even, first of all, they might even have the partner to rely on. But then even if they do, they might not feel like they have the capacity to do so.
Yeah. For sure.
So I'm still pinching myself. We're like the whole trip. Like, are we here? Like,
and this day 3 of festival, bro.
Yeah.
And we're still pinching.
So yeah. Really.
And I must commend you with that. And I think Amanda, as a friend, seeing her parent and how she's trying to live her life, you're really trying to change the narrative about what motherhood looks like, especially for people who come from where we come from, the African culture, Zimbabwean culture. Conservative, patriarchal, all the arcles and
serve everyone and yourself last.
Exactly, and it's very hard to push past that, those stereotypes. But I will say, I think it's so important because we grew up seeing our aunts, our moms, really pour everything into everyone else and left stripped of nothing. And I think it's really important, especially in this day and age, to take care of your mental because life has just gotten more complex. More difficult, and you have to find your joys, your pockets of joys, and create the life you want. It's so hard, but kudos to you for still doing it, and you know, charting the course. You know, for some of us, we are learning, taking notes. You know,
so what about for yourself?
What am I proud of? I'm proud that I did it. I don't know. I didn't think I was a festival girly, but I was like, why not? Like, there's something. Okay, one thing you learn about me. I will always try something. Like whether or not it's for me or not, I will always try. Like I live by that. I never want to regret. Like, oh, I should have. Nah, I will try. So I really appreciate that. And I think just like going all out, like whether it's fits, whether it's, you know, making the most of it, but also taking time to chill, knowing myself, my energy levels, my age levels, and all that. So it's like a fine balance. As you can tell, my voice is going. I've been blowing whistles and all that. been a vibe. It's been a vibe.
We can't wait to share all that content with you
Yes,
guys.
so
as
stay
well.
tuned. Yeah.
Behind the scenes, also obviously showing you the actual stage and things and
Yes.
artists we've seen,
Yeah.
the things we've done, dancing, and it's been so much fun. I'm so when we're 80, we're gonna still look back.
Remember
on this
the
very
time when
if we're not in Afro Nation, we're doing it as a family. So I'm so grateful that we did this.
100%.
I mean, of course, we're sharing this little pocket of joy. We didn't have to do this episode as
Not at all.
but we just thought, you know what, it's such a special time, and to encourage people to do things. Not doesn't have to be Afro Nation. Whatever it is with your friend or your family that you're like, you know what, that trip, book it. Book it, do it. You know, despite
life is short, and I think we've seen in friendships and families a lot of hurt, loss, all those things that constantly remind us that life is short.
Yeah,
the stresses are many, and many more will come. So yeah, if you can do something for yourself, and it's something you can do if you plan to save a little every month towards this thing, or like work to. And we did that. You find you make plans with your homies, like okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, and figure it out. And it's a memory that'll last a lifetime. I feel.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
So what can people expect, Remy,
when they come to Afro Nation?
Yeah.
Expect good vibes, man. I think it's just the energy. I don't know how else to put it.
Vibes is the word.
You have to just come and experience it, and just like people like talking in lines for the loo. Like it sounds so
sisterhood, maids in the lines,
supporting girlfriends, having each other's back.
Someone lost their phone, and literally this guy like lifted it up in the air with the screen on, just so that she could see where her phone was. Like he could have just pocketed that. Like there's just that vibe where everyone's like, we're here for a good time.
Yeah, not a long time, but a good time. And and obviously you still have to be careful. And I would say do move with groups, especially women and girls, and we've seen that, and I think it's been good to see women helping each other out.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, expect good vibes, great music. Just man, we should be proud.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
Definitely.
That's what I'll say.
Well done, Afro Nation. All the
kudos to you,
the promoters, all the people, everyone.
Yeah.
Who was a part of everything, including the people who attended. It's been such a beautiful and memorable event.
Absolutely, yes. And we highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else? Oh, there's one more question.
What is the one more question?
Oh, you already answered. Amapiano, Afrobeat.
Amayanos. For Afro Nation Amayanos.
Yeah.
You will see when you come.
Yeah.
That the piano stage.
And that's
a simpler stage, not as big as the other lit stage, but it's just always going, always banging.
And there's like a do like
that drum. You feel it in your chest. Our ancestors are
they're like hallelujah.
So well done.
Yeah, I have no comment.
Okay. She likes both.
I really do like both in many ways. And Tyler ICU said for me, that was Uncle Waffles. I think I was just mesmerized the whole time. She's like, she did what? She did woo. But Tyler, I danced and I blew that whistle for days. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you got some insight into Afro Nation. Shout out to everyone we got to interview while we're here at Afro Nation. We had some fun, and everyone was just so willing and welcoming. And yeah, man, this is exciting for us, by us, just like this podcast, just like it's led. We do it for us, by us, because if not us, then who?
Exactly.
That is the question. All right. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, night, morning, whatever.
And if you're thinking about booking Afro Nation, do it.
Do it. Okay? Get them tickets before they get out of your budget range. That's all I'm saying. All right. Take care and chat to you soon.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.